Chia. So Chia is trying to become publicly traded. I mean, we knew that's always been the goal. Really interesting premise. What I particularly like about Chia is the founder. The founder created one of the most influential softwares, I suppose it is, in my lifetime. And that's Bram Cohen. So we're going to get into everything to do with Chia in this video. Before I do though, guys, if you're new here, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In my videos, I bought these coins. The reason for that is I expected them to make me very good money. You can see what each of these coins were worth when I recorded the videos about them, as well as the highs that these coins hit in under a year and a half, and what your profit would have been if you had just thrown only $100 into each one when I released the videos, and then just sat on them for 16, 17 months, and then sold them. And your total profit would have been over 123 grand. It's not bad. Now, I also sold these since the market crashed. I've been buying up new coins. These are coins that I think can make me 40, 50, 100 times my money. And I share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So what I do is anytime I find a coin that I'm going to buy, I jump onto the site. I tell my members what the coin is that I'm going to buy, what profits I think it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm going to put in. They can copy along exactly. What that means is they'll make the exact same profit as me. Another added bonus to that is they don't have to do any work. There's 30,000 cryptos in the space. They don't have to research them all. I'm doing all of that. So they can literally buy, copy, and just sit and wait. And when I sell a coin, I also let my members know when I'm selling a coin, what I'm selling, what percentage I'm selling. And again, it means they'll be banking money the same point as me. If that sounds good to you, just go to the site, see what it's all about. You'll see on there what the members have earned. You'll see what I've said in the past as well. I did a whole course about Phantom and why Phantom would be one of the best investments in the last bull cycle. Ended up going up nearly 700 times from when I found it. And when I find the next Phantom, I'm not going to do a course. I'm just going to tell my members all about it. So if you want to find the next big coin, copymycrypto.com is where you do it. So let's talk Chia. Chia launched at kind of a weird time. Launched pretty much at the peak of the first wave of the last bull cycle. Because obviously we had two waves. One was sort of January to May, and then we had the China news of China banning all crypto, and then we had the second wave around sort of September to December, and then the inevitable crash. So it launched at pretty much the worst possible time. Now, it hit pretty staggeringly good heights. Like, its all-time high was $1,900, which is massive, right? Now, there's 9.5 million tokens in circulation right now. There's only ever going to be 30.5 mil, which is pretty good. So Chia is a layer 1 blockchain. It uses its own custom-designed programming language called Chia Lisp, and they have their own novel consensus mechanism known as proof of space and time. The combination of these two allow the blockchain to use less energy without compromising security. Chia Network is a public, for-profit, open-source company that aspires to become listed on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. Now, the blockchain is aimed at enterprise use, which is why Chia plans to have their token on its balance sheet in case of a listing. So their first proof of time function was released in 2019 with a beta version out in 2020. They achieved full functionality, including wallet functionality, transactions, and smart contracts with its mainnet launch in 2021. Now the founder, Bram Cohen, he was the founder of BitTorrent. If you don't know what BitTorrent is, you're either way too young, you're not in your 30s, let's put it that way, right? You're either too young or you're too old, right? And it passed you by. But BitTorrent, when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, in my teens, it was what everyone used. It's what everyone used. It was phenomenal. It was such a novel way of like peer-to-peer sharing. It was phenomenal. And Bram Cohen was the creator of that. So his resume is outstanding just on that alone, because that was transformative. They also have former NASDAQ CEO as the Chief Operating Officer. They also have former Overstock CEO as the Chief Financial Officer. Again, huge resumes. If they're going to get listed on the NASDAQ, I'm sure Gene Hoffman is going to have some influence in that regard. They're backed by massive VCs, Andreas and Horowitz, Slow Ventures, Naval Ravikant, Galaxy Digital, and others. And they raised 61 mil in their funding round. Now, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the fact that they utilize their own programming language. Main reason for that actually is simple. I work off of the premise that you should make it as easy as possible for any developer to jump on board and build on your platform. And by having your own programming language, what that does do is give another job to a developer. They have to now learn a new programming language if they are going to use Chia. Me personally, I wouldn't be looking at doing that. If I was going to build something like this, I would want to make the programming language as well known as possible. Like, if you could get JavaScript as the sort of go-to programming language, as an example, right? Everyone knows how to use JavaScript. It would provide every developer with the opportunity to build and push, and you could grow without giving them huge new jobs. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but I understand why they've done it. In terms of Chia, there has been 30 mil farm. Now, one thing that was kind of weird was there was a lot that were pre-farmed, as far as I'm like, there was a huge sort of discussion point about that online for quite a while. So the fact that there's 30 mil farmed, but they've got like, slow release effectively. It's not great. There's because the market cap is saying 360 mil. Now, obviously, if there were 30,500,000 in circulation, it would have a market cap of roughly 1.2 billion. So the circulating supply is accurate. It's just these are going to come into fruition at a slower rate. Now, Chia have had some updates. This is some article that they've shared. It's the Chia Network newsletter. So the Climate Action Data Trust launched their public data dashboard, which links, aggregates, and harmonizes data from 4 independent registries on the Chia network. So this tracks carbon credit issuances and retirements for more than 65% of the voluntary carbon credit market. Gene Hoffman joined CNBC International's Capital Connection on broadcast to discuss blockchain and climate efforts, as well as Binance, and shares thoughts on the future of the Chia network. Again, as I said, Gene Hoffman's going to have a hell of a resume. With just for the fact that he was former CEO of the NASDAQ, it is inevitable he is going to be everywhere. And as a result, that's going to give huge exposure to Chia in the bull cycle. Whenever anyone wants to do a talk on crypto, they're going to call in people that they're familiar with. Gene is definitely one of those people that you're going to end up seeing on Fox Business. You're going to see on Bloomberg, you're going to see on CNBC, you're going to see on every single big platform, because everyone knows him. And what a resume to be former CEO of the NASDAQ. And as a result, if every time he mentions Chia, new retail, get exposure to it. So you're going to have a sort of flurry of new retail investors getting in on Chia. And they've also got the Chia Academy that's come out. Now, overall with Chia Network, Gene was also at the Financial Times Crypto and Digital Assets Summit. He participated in the panel on finding crypto's role in the global financial markets. Chia itself, I do think right now, not brilliant in terms of what we're seeing regarding users. You can check out the blockchain info. They've got 2 different blockchains that you can use, like blockchain explorers that you can use. Space Scan is one, and Chia XCH Scan is the other. What it doesn't really tell you, which is kind of annoying, are like holders. I would be interested to see how many holders there actually are on Chia. But overall, we're not seeing, as of right now, tons of development, tons of major enterprises using Chia yet. There does seem to be a real focus around climate discussions and climate development, whether that's data tracking or carbon emission tracking or whatever. And right now, I don't see tons of value in that. I do long term. The reason for that is I think that's going to, as time goes on, that's going to be a bigger and bigger discussion point, whether it's because every single government worldwide is talking about it. You've got constant protests about whether it's Extinction Rebellion or whoever the hell. And I do think if you're going to onboard a blockchain, with regards to trying to deal with or trying to track, data to do with carbon, or I think Chia could end up being the go-to one. So realistically, the developments in renewable energies and stuff like that is going to have a big impact on Chia, and the push on governments trying to achieve sort of like G20 targets and stuff is going to have a big impact. Right now, I don't see real. I'm not that excited about Chia in terms of development or ecosystem. And I don't think many people are in that regard. I speak to a lot of sort of other YouTubers and people in the space. I've not heard anyone getting particularly excited about this. I've not seen any significant enterprises jumping on board with Chia yet. However, they are doing a couple of things well. Firstly, they're getting the news out about themselves. Secondly, they have a very, very useful chief operating officer in Gene Hoffman. I think he's going to get them huge exposure in bull cycles. And I'm intrigued by this one. Look, I'm sort of capping this. I'm not sure it's getting anywhere close to $1,900. I think initially it's got to get to 300. Kind of couldn't peak past 300 in the last bulls. Like after it launched and after it crashed, it couldn't get back above 300. It really struggled. So $300 is kind of its initial target for me. If it gets above that, then we can reevaluate, is it going to get higher? But as of right now, look, $300 still puts it at a market cap of $2.7 billion, more like $2.85 billion. That's high. That's a significant market cap. And I think given the fact that right now, there isn't a fully developed ecosystem, right now you cannot see significant companies that have been using it. I'm hesitant to say much more. The big thing I do think with this is, look, they have the right team. Former CEO of Overstock, former CEO of NASDAQ, one of the most innovative inventors, developers, whatever you want to call him, in Bram Cohen. I think they've got the right team. There are two potential catalysts for them. Number one is onboarding a massive enterprise or a government. Number two is getting listed on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. Realistically, if it's going to get listed anyway, it'll be NASDAQ with Hoffman's links. Any of those things happen, yeah, then all bets are off as to what this can hit. It could get wild. But until we see until I start seeing real development in Chia, I'm not seeing significant enough retail interest here, which is why I'm capping it at $300. Again, that could change, and that will, they are going to get exposure from mainstream media in the next bull cycle. That's inevitable. How much they get is going to depend on how much they want to do. Because realistically, I think it would be very easy for any of the three individuals, you know, whether it's Bram, whether it's Hoffman, or whether it's oh God, I forgot his name, CEO of Overstock, former CEO of Overstock. Any of those three can get any media interview they want whenever. And if they were really bullish and really, really aggressive on marketing and being spoken to on CNBC, on all the mainstream media, they'd get enough retail exposure to pump that price. But I think that's what they'd have to do if the development isn't happening within the ecosystem. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Do you think this can do 1,000? Do you think it can beat as high of 1,900? I really don't on that. But if it got listed on the NASDAQ, all bets are off. Let me know what you guys think. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in the next bull cycle, you can do. Head over to copymycrypto.com. That is the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. Anytime I buy a crypto, I let my members know what crypto I'm buying, why I'm buying it, what profits I think it can have, what percentage of my money I'm putting in, and the members can copy along exactly. When I sell a crypto, I do the same thing. I let my members know what crypto I'm selling, what percentage I'm selling, and what I'm doing with my profits. Am I banking it? Am I buying gold? Am I buying a house? Whatever. And look, if you go onto copymycrypto.com, you'll be able to see what the members have earned. You'll be able to see what I've said in the past. I encouraged a lot of people to leave a DeFi protocol that less than 24 hours after I released that video, it crashed and lost $500 million. I did a whole course about why Phantom was one of the best investments of 2020. And it ended up doing nearly 700 times gains from when I found it and did the whole course. People that took that course became millionaires. If you're interested in that, if you want to basically find the next big crypto winner, copymycrypto.com is where you go. And that's it from me, guys. Have a good day. Take it easy.